modestly successful comedian. President Zelensky talked the United States of America into spending $350 billion to go into a war that basically couldn't be won, that never had to start and never would have started if I was president. A dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. I love Ukraine, but Zelensky has done a terrible job. His country is shattered, and millions of people have unnecessarily died.
The gloves are well and truly off. In less than 48 hours, Donald Trump has blamed Ukrainian President Zelensky for the war against Russia, called him a dictator, and accused him of strong-arming the US into spending hundreds of billions of dollars. While Putin's global isolation ended with the US and Russia holding landmark talks in Saudi Arabia, the tables have turned, and now Zelensky is out in the cold.
To be honest, I am surprised at the restraint of the newly elected President of the United States, Trump, in dealing with his allies who have behaved in such a, frankly, caddish manner. He's still being quite modest in their relations. They're not shutting themselves off. Do they want to sit here at the negotiating table and mediate between Russia and the United States? Well, probably not. So why the hysteria here? Hysteria is inappropriate.
It all started after Trump appeared to suggest that Zelensky had started the war in 2022.
But today I heard, we weren't invited. Well, you've been there for 3 years. You should have ended it 3 years. You should have never started it. You could have made a deal.
He also claimed Zelensky's approval ratings had dropped drastically.
Well, we have a situation where we haven't had elections in Ukraine, where we have martial law, or essentially martial law in Ukraine, where the leader in Ukraine, I hate to say it, but he's down at 4% approval rating.
Following the meeting between US Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in Riyadh, Zelensky didn't hold back on his criticism of being excluded from the talks. He claimed Trump was living in a web of disinformation.
So unfortunately, President Trump, who we respect a lot as a leader of the nation that we really respect, the American nation, who supported us all the time, unfortunately, he lives in this disinformation space.
And that was trigger enough for Trump to go on a tirade on Truth Social, referring to Zelensky as a moderately successful comedian who played Biden like a fiddle and labeled the Ukrainian president as a dictator without elections. Then he doubled down on his criticism in front of an audience of hundreds at an investment conference in Miami, sponsored by the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Saudi Arabia.
He refuses to have elections, is low in the real Ukrainian polls. How can you be high with every city is being demolished? It's hard to be high. Somebody said, no, his polls are good. Give me a break. Every city is being demolished. They look like a demolition site, every single one of them. And the only thing he was really good at was playing Joe Biden like a fiddle. He played him like a fiddle. That's an expression we use, Yasser, to say that he's pretty easy. A dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. Got to move fast because that war is going in the wrong direction. In the meantime, we're successfully negotiating an end to the war with Russia.
In reality, hostility has been brewing between Trump and Zelensky for years now. During Trump's first term in September 2019, he wanted Zelensky to work with his lawyer Rudy Giuliani in investigating his rival Joe Biden and his son Hunter. Right before the 2024 elections, however, Zelensky traveled to the US and met Trump at the Trump Tower in Manhattan to demonstrate their willingness to get along. Trump said he had a very good relationship with the Ukrainian president, but that he also enjoyed a very good relationship with Vladimir Putin.
And so I appreciated that. So we have a very good relationship. And I also have a very good relationship, as you know, with President Putin. And I think if we win, I think we're going to get it resolved very quickly. I really think we're going to get it resolved.
I hope we have more good relations.
We're going to have, I see. Yeah, but it takes two to tango, and we're going to have a good meeting today.
Now, with a pushback coming from Zelensky, how the public feud between both leaders will affect the outcome of the talks is anyone's guess, given Trump's unpredictable behavior. But what's clear is that a US policy shift on Ukraine under Trump will affect transatlantic ties, with Europe scrambling for a response.